Hi, I'm Sarah, and I'm from Carmichael, California. I'm going to be making macaroni and cheese, and it's going to have bacon and asparagus, and it's going to be made with the Philadelphia Italian cheese and herb cooking cream. Now I'm going to preheat the oven to 350, and now I'm going to prep my vegetables for my cheese sauce. I'm going to 1/4 inch dice this asparagus, and I'm going to just start by cutting off the ends because we don't like to use the ends. They're a bit tough. Next, I'm going to cut my onion in half, and I also want to give this a 1/4 inch dice. Okay, and you can stick the onion in the same bowl as the asparagus because they're all going in at one time. And I'm using 3 cloves of garlic, so I just want to get them out of the skin. I'm going to start grating the cheese, and I'm going to be using 2 cups of Fontina and 1 8-ounce wedge of brie. And for these purposes, we don't need the rind, so I'm just gonna cut it off. So I'm gonna shred the Fontina cheese, and this is gonna give me 2 cups. So next I'm gonna take the brie, and now I'm just gonna coarsely chop this, just into small enough chunks for it to melt. Now that I have everything prepped, I wanna get my bacon in the oven. And I'm just gonna lay them on my sheet pan. And I like to lay them over a rack because the fat then drips away from it. Okay, I'm gonna just stick these in the oven at 350. So I'm gonna fill my pan with water to start the noodles. So I've got my bacon working in the oven, and now I wanna start my crust. I'm gonna start by heating my pan, and I just wanna put that on a medium. I'm gonna add 3 tablespoons of butter. Okay, and I'm gonna measure out 1 cup of panko crumbs. Panko crumbs are Japanese breadcrumbs. They're used for frying because they hold up really well. They're nice and crunchy, and it's just gonna give it a little crisp to my mac and cheese. So I just wanna measure out 1 cup. Okay, and I see my butter is melted, and I just want to grate 1 garlic clove into this. Next, I want to take a handful of parsley and just give it kind of a rough chop. And when I say rough chop, I just mean run my knife quickly through it. So now I want to add my breadcrumbs. And I'm going to add my parsley. And right now I can go ahead and turn my heat off because I'm not cooking the crust yet. I just want to let all that butter and garlic soak into it. I'm adding the crust for the mac and cheese into this bowl because I want it to cool down a bit. So I poured the crust into the bowl, and I like a little heat. So I'm just going to add a little palmful of red chili flakes. I'm just giving the breadcrumbs a little stir to mix in the red chili flakes. So now that the water's come up to a boil, I want to start my cheese sauce. And now our butter's starting to melt, so I want to add my vegetables. And I'm just going to let these vegetables saute just for about a minute or 2. So this is a perfect time to now salt the water for our pasta. So I'm going to take 1 pound of penne pasta and put it in my boiling water. I have the vegetables sauteing, so now I want to start my roux. And the roux is just equal parts flour and fat, and remember the fat was our butter. We used 3 tablespoons, so I want to use 3 tablespoons of flour as well. So now I'm going to let the flour cook out for just about a minute. So now I want to add 2 cups of whole milk. I'm going to let the sauce thicken, and I'm going to get my bacon. And I'm just going to set the bacon aside to let it cool. So the sauce is coming up to a boil, and it's starting to thicken. You want to make sure to keep stirring this so it doesn't burn on the bottom. So now that the sauce is thickened, I want to add my salt and pepper, and just 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg. And now we can add the best part, the cheese. I'm adding in the Fontina and the brie, and our Philadelphia Italian cheese and herb cooking cream. And the cheese looks great. It's nice and melted. And I just want to add a tablespoon of Dijon mustard. And it looks like our pasta's ready. So I'm just gonna drain the noodles. And now we can add that wonderful cheese sauce. I'm gonna grate my last 2 cloves of garlic right into the sauce. So now I'm gonna grab that bacon we had cooling, and I'm just gonna give it a rough chop. And I'm gonna add that right to the macaroni and cheese and give everything a stir. So I have these cute casserole dishes, and I just want to spoon my macaroni into them and top with the crust that we had made earlier. And I'm going to top each one with a little bit of Parmesan cheese. So now I'm going to put the mac and cheese in the oven for about 5 minutes. So I just took these out of the oven. They have a nice golden crust. That Parmesan melted beautifully. I'm Sarah, and I'm from Carmichael, California, and I've just made my mac and cheese with bacon, asparagus, and the Philadelphia Italian cheese and herb cooking cream. So thank you and enjoy.